Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the Indian-Europe Economic Corridor. So in the New Delhi Declaration that has been signed at the G20 meeting which has recently been concluded in New Delhi, the India-Europe Economic Corridor has also been established or has also been talked about. So about the timeline, first we'll be looking at the news, then what is India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, then what is Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment, popularly known as PGII, then why is there a need for an alternative to the Belt and Road Initiative of China, what are the benefits for setting up of the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, and in the end a prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is Economy. So let's begin. The news talks about India-Europe Economic Corridor. What is the Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment that is behind the project? So there are two organizations or there are two entities which has been discussed in this. First is the India-Europe Economic Corridor. So this is the first one. Second is the organization or the investment fund which is behind this project, and that is the Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment. So this is the second one. We will be discussing about both. So first of all, about the news, what has happened is on the sidelines of the G20 summit in New Delhi, signing of the New Delhi Declaration through consensus, a MOU has been signed between India, US, Saudi Arabia, European Union, UAE, France, Germany and Italy. So a memorandum of understanding has been signed between these 8 countries, that is, I am again repeating, India, US, Saudi Arabia, European Union, UAE, France, Germany and Italy. And the MOU that has been signed talks about the setting up of the establishment of the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. The name says India, Middle East countries like Saudi Arabia and UAE, it has India, and then the Europe, it has complete European Union, Germany, Italy, France, and it also has United States of America. So this is the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, popularly known as IMEC, which has been talked about, and the establishment of this has been talked about. Now let's know about the India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. Now it says Economic Corridor. It means it will make the bilateral trade between two countries easy. The import and export of trade would be easy. And how can the import and export of trade can be made easy? While already with so many countries we are sharing the free trade agreements. So how this economic corridor would be beneficial? So this economic corridor would be beneficial, first of all, because it is among different continents also. It has the country of Europe, it has countries of Middle East, it has India, it also has US. And secondly, before this, there was no economic corridor between these places. So the IMEC is a network of transport corridor. Transport corridor means that those kind of entities would be established or developed which will help in the transportation of things from one place to another place, and that is including roadways, railways, sea lanes, and that is expected to aid economic growth. It means through these transportation corridor, through the development of roadways, railways, sea lanes, that is ports, that is optical fibers, economic growth, prosperity among those countries would be happening, and this will bring integration of Asia, Arabian Gulf and Europe together. And it is a project which is a part of the Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment. So the entity which is behind this project is the PGII, that is the Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment. It works for establishing the infrastructure globally. Then West-led initiative for funding infrastructure projects across the world. and this can also be considered as a counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative, because China's BRI, that is Belt and Road Initiative, is also a connectivity or infrastructure project. It is an infrastructure project, and under this also the development of roadways, railways, ports, sea lanes is taking place, and there are more than 150 countries which are part of it. India is not a part of it, and India opposes it very openly. India does not support the Belt and Road Initiative of China. And Belt and Road Initiative, earlier it was gathering support of a lot of countries, but nowadays the countries are opting out of the BRI. And establishment of the India Middle East Europe corridor and the PGII, that is Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment, it is considered to be a counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative. So that was about the India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. Now let's talk about the Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment. So PGII was first announced. I'm saying first announced, it wasn't launched. First announced in 2021 during the G7 summit in UK. So announced for the very first time in a G7 summit in UK, and it is popularly known as the Build Back Better World Framework. And in the year 2022 during the G7 summit in Germany, PGII was officially launched. Now you need to know the difference. In the year 2021 it was for the very first time announced, while in the year 2022 during the G7 summit it was launched. There's a difference between announcement and launched. And it was launched as a joint initiative to help fund infrastructure projects in developing countries through public and private investments. So first of all, there are this paragraph or this line becomes of utmost importance because it has almost everything about the PGII. First, it was launched in the year 2022 during a G7 summit in Germany, and it was a joint initiative, and the aim was to fund infrastructure project in developing countries and through public and private investments. So the investments would come from public and private. And according to the President of America, Joe Biden, he has said that collectively we aim to mobilize nearly $600 billion from the G7 countries by the year 2027 to invest in critical infrastructure that improves lives and delivers real gains for all of our people. So this is what has been said by the President of the United States of America. And now the PGII becomes all the more important because it has been considered as a counter to the China's Belt and Road Initiative, because China's Belt and Road Initiative was taking place in so many countries, and it was developing infrastructure in so many countries that the West-led bloc also had to thought of some counter. Now let's talk about the need for an alternative. Why is there a need for an alternative of BRI? Why the PGII came into picture? So the China began the Belt and Road Initiative in the year 2013, and the aim was to revive the ancient trade routes which was crossing to and from China from Rome in Europe to East Asia. So basically it was Asia, Africa and Europe. But the problem was, what was happening was that under the BRI, that is the Belt and Road Initiative of China, China was giving capital to the countries which was not doing economically or financially well. But China was giving it at a interest rate, and if the country who was taking the loan from China was not able to repay in the given time period, then in the end the infrastructure projects which has been made by China in that country might come under China. And through this there were many countries who could not repay the amount that they have taken from China, and as a result they went into under huge debt to China. China was criticized in the West for providing unsustainable debts to countries that will be unable to repay them. Now the amount or the debt became unsustainable for the countries, and they could lead to public assets being handed over to foreign contractors or China itself. Now imagine that if a public asset which is so important in a country, because the country is not able to repay back to China, the public asset goes in the hands of the China. So that becomes critically very dangerous. And Italy, which was the only G7 country in the BRI, is also now thinking of opting out of the BRI. So there are many countries which are opting out of the BRI, and Italy is the newest country which is thinking of opting out, while India on the other hand already opposes the BRI and is not in favor of the Belt and Road Initiative of China. Now let's talk about the benefits of the PGII, that is the European Union Global Gateway Program. According to it activates 300 billion of investment in critical connectivity projects during the period 2021 to 2027, half of which is destined for Africa. Connectivity project, that they will connect one place to another place. Infrastructure, investment in India's health infrastructure, because during the time of COVID we saw what happened to the health infrastructure. So India's health infrastructure needed a boost. And according to the International Development Finance Corporation, they would be investing over $15 million in India's health infrastructure, and the PGII will also help in building the climate change resilient infrastructure, because climate change has become the biggest problem of today's time. Now in the end of prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. The India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor consists of how many countries? India, US, Saudi Arabia, European Union, UAE, France, Germany or Italy. So these are the 8 countries. You have to choose the correct code. 1, 3, 5 and 7 only, 2, 4, 6 and 8 only, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 only, or all of the above. I've discussed this in the first slide itself, this question. So, okay, I think you'll be able to see this now. Fine. So try to give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.